Hi, welcome back. I'm Sanjana and today I'll be explaining Brain Facts Chapter 9. This chapter is called Brain States. First, let's go over sleep. People sleep for about one-third of their lives. Currently, researchers are conducting research on sleep to benefit people who had to make very important decisions with very little sleep, like pilots and doctors. Sleep is essential for humans to function properly. So this chart depicts the brain wave activity recorded by an EEG, the electroencephalograph machine during a night's sleep. As an individual drifts off, the brain waves become lower and larger. Over the night, a person transitions through various stages of sleep, including REM sleep, where the brain's activity resembles wakefulness. The recorded brain waves reflect cyclic patterns in the brain's activity, which are key to understanding the brain's function. Sleep studies now identify two main sleep states: the slow wave sleep, SWS, and rapid eye movement, REM. So, slow wave sleep is characterized by high amplitude and low frequency waves, which diminish as sleep progresses. Dreaming primarily occurs during REM sleep, marked by rapid eye movements and lower amplitude waves. Slow wave sleep and REM sleep alternate in 90-minute cycles, with 75 to 80 minutes of slow wave sleep followed by 10 to 15 minutes of REM sleep. These cycles repeat with longer and deeper REM periods towards the morning. Next, let's talk about sleep regulation. So we have orexin-producing neurons in the hypothalamus that project to the brainstem. Spinal cord, thalamus, basal ganglia, forebrain, amygdala, and dopamine-producing neurons. Given these roles, it's unsurprising that orexin-producing neurons are crucial for preventing abrupt transitions into sleep. Their loss leads to narcolepsy. Orexin neurons also interact with hypothalamic neurons that release histamine, a neurotransmitter involved in maintaining wakefulness. Next, let's talk about the sleep wave cycle, the circadian system. The circadian timing system is controlled by a suprachiasmatic nucleus, a small cluster of nerve cells in the hypothalamus that act as the body's master clock. These cells produce clock proteins that follow a 24-hour biochemical cycle, regulating daily rhythms such as sleep activity, hormone secretion, and other functions. The master clock also receives signals directly from the retina, allowing the light to reset and align its body's internal rhythms with external day and night cycles. This mechanism explains how sleep patterns adjust when traveling across different time zones. Now we're going to discuss three main sleep disorders. First, we have sleep apnea. Sleep apnea happens when the muscles in the throat's airway relax too much during sleep, causing the airway to collapse and become blocked. One possible treatment is a CPAP device, which can provide an airstream under pressure during sleep. And there's surgery for more extreme cases. In this image, you can see the CPAP device. Next, we have the REM sleep behavior disorder, which arises when the brain's nerve pathways responsible for paralyzing muscles during REM sleep fail to function properly. In other words, people act out their dreams. The disorder can be treated with drugs for Parkinson's or benzodiazepine drugs, which enhance the effects of the inhibitory neurotransmitter GABA. Finally, we have narcolepsy. People with narcolepsy have sleep attacks during the day, causing them to suddenly fall asleep. This is especially dangerous when they're driving. These attacks of paralysis, known as cataplexy, can be triggered by emotional experiences, even by hearing a funny joke. These people have abnormally low levels of orexin in their brain and spinal fluid. Now let's talk about arousal. Arousal is a psychological and physiological state of being awoken or a sense of organ stimulated to the point of perceptions. Different neurotransmitters are sent out by the brain to stimulate the body. These neurotransmitters are dopamine for movement, norepinephrine for alertness, serotonin for emotion, acetylcholine, and histamine, which help the brain communicate with the body to increase arousal. We'll talk about attention next. When you're paying attention, there's going to be a change in your heart rate, breathing, and blood flow. And attention is the ability to focus on something. Attention is a fascinating ability because it enables you to have so much control and the ability to focus on one specific task or topic. It can be voluntary or involuntary. For example, trying to find a loved one in a crowd of people is voluntary. Or it can also be involuntary, when you focus your attention on a random noise in your environment. Now let's look at attention disorders. Let's start off with prosopagnosia, where one can recognize faces, even the faces of their loved ones. This image shows what someone with prosopagnosia might see when looking at an image with people's faces. Next, we have hemi-neglect syndrome. Between 50 to 82% of people who suffer a stroke in the right hemisphere might experience hemi-neglect syndrome. In these cases, patients with neglect ignore the left side of their visual field. Sometimes the left side of their body and left side of individuals or objects as well. For example, we can see this when we ask someone with hemi-neglect syndrome to draw something like a butterfly. Patients usually only draw half of the butterfly, but not the other half. That sums up Chapter 9. Please join my next video, Chapter 10, The Body in Balance. Thank you and see you next time.